What's going on? Checking my levels. Yeah. There we go. Gotta make sure that it's not. Oh, I got the wrong background on. Hang on a second. We can't have that. This is wrong. What's going on, Sean? Here we go. Well, that looked wrong. There we go. Hey, it looks proper now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Oh, Spider says, how do you get it? You got a song about you? How'd you do that? It's pretty dope. I have a friend in AI, and that friend is suno.com. It's pretty simple. It's that I actually, it's not that simple. They saw what I was doing with Toronto Police, and I had been posting stuff and crediting them, and they said, you're pretty awesome. And their sales, I guess, marketing person was from Toronto originally. So they said, you're messing around with stuff. That's pretty awesome. Let's give you some credits and get you playing with it hardcore. And I ended up subscribing. I absolutely love the service. I make songs for my kids, for my family, for my friends. And it's everything. It's like so many different types of, well, it can do anything. Real News Media, what's going on? Melody, how are you? Nikki, welcome to the live. They're coming in on TikTok. I see you. If you are watching and you're ready to subscribe, please do. And share the live with your friends, with your family, with people who don't know how to drive, people who do know how to drive, but they want to drive better. Anyone. We are welcome. We welcome everyone. We want to share knowledge and stuff and things. It's just a thing. It's a thing. And how's your day going? Because it's been a day. I've been working on the dishwasher, and I mean that because my dishwasher broke. It was leaking water everywhere, and we've been dealing with the slow roll into making it better, like less watery playground in my kitchen. So we replaced the hose today, and then we figured out the solenoid is what actually was going wrong. So new solenoid is ordered to be here tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Looking forward to it. So if Barry White sang this song, okay. So what would that be? It would be, okay, let's do this. Let's take the After Dark Drive, and we're going to do it with Barry White version. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to give it to, we're just going to totally remix this right now, because Spider said it would be better if Barry was doing it. So let's do it. Customs, we're sending our own lyrics in. There's that. Style is going to be in the style of Barry White. R&B, if I'm not mistaken. Super deep voice. Okay. Let's see here. No, we're not excluding any styles. We're doing After Dark. After Dark, Barry White. Let's call it BW for we know what we're talking about. Let's see if that works. Okay, we're generating. We are generating. I'm ready for a fun night. Are you ready for a fun night? If you have questions about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff, this is the right place. We're chilling out. It's Thursday night. In 30 minutes, I got my friend Logan Grant. He's from Brooks, Alberta. He will be jumping in at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and he'll be bringing on that Alberta law perspective. Alberta's gotten a lot of love right now. Okay, not the love from the comment from last show where someone was talking about the horrible Albertan drivers, but I don't know that to be true. I've never been to Alberta, but I want to go. I got to go visit Logan, hang out. I think Logan is yet to see Logan's sticker. So we need Logan to see a sticker. I have to send Logan his sticker. He's got a gift pack coming his way. Megan says, hello, Sean. I hope this week has been good for you. It has been. Thanks, Megan. I appreciate it. I got no complaints. Spider says it's been raining all day. It has. The deal with the rain. I wanted to fly my drone today. I got some new toys. I got a new set of goggles for the drone. Got a new remote for my little, I have 3 drones. And 2 of the 3 drones are under 250 grams. So they don't require a license. So I've never had one. but I got a big drone now, and I needed a license for that. So I am now a basic operations pilot, according to Transport Canada. I got my certification today. Let's see here. Oh, you got a question about Vancouver's incident? I don't have a lot of details now. Let's see what your version of the song sounds like. This is Barry White's version of that song. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
When the city sleeps and the lights
That's not Barry White.
low, questions arise on how rules flow. Sean's here to guide in the quiet night air.
I don't know how I feel about this at all.
Bringing truth and justice with a steady stare. After dark we roll.
It's different. Spider can feel it already. My wife says it's kind of nice. Melody says, my high school co-op student started as an actual employee today. Right on.
Sean Shapiro's voice is crystal clear.
Let's hear it come in with the deep voice. I might have to record it myself singing it. I'm not feeling it though. Okay, let's try this. Whenever I try a song, it gives me two versions. This is the second version.
When the city sleeps and the lights go low, questions arise on how rules flow. Sean's here to guide in the quiet night air, bringing truth and justice with a steady stare. After dark we roll, the questions ignite. Let's talk about the road and the calm moonlight.
I like this more.
It's more than cars, it's how we steer. Sean Shapiro's voice is crystal clear. Brake lights shimmer, the stories unfold. Traffic and wisdom stories retold. Seatbelt tight, let's cruise down this lane. Answers from Sean, it's never in vain. After dark we roll, the questions ignite. Let's talk about the road.
Trying one more version.
It's more than cars, it's how we
Okay, let's put that in the background while I try something new. In the meantime, I think that we have a question from who is GDP. They've got a question. They said they don't understand the U-turn. Some said if you don't see the sign of no U-turn means you can do the turn, but others say opposite. But in some places, they want to know where you can make a legal U-turn. Okay, so U-turns can be made in most places if it's not signed prohibiting it, and if it's not in a place that is inherently dangerous, like in a crest of grade where there's no visibility on the other side, in a corner where there's no visibility for traffic coming around the corner. So crest of grade corner, we're talking about bridges, viaducts, tunnels, railway crossings, prohibited all the time, regardless of signage. And then you get into intersections. And if the intersection doesn't have a sign saying you can't, then you probably can. But here's the thing to put it all together. If you cause a collision, you are 100% at fault. Turning left, turning right, doing a U-turn, you're turning, and that wins you the prize of total responsibility. I think they're extremely dangerous. I'd rather you just pull into a parking lot and use that to turn around. I think you'd be much better off doing that. Okay, back to the song for a second. This was the R&B style of Barry White, which I'm not picking up. It's just, yeah. Let's try some bluegrass. Don't like the rhythm here. Already starting off bad.
city sleeps and the lights go low. The questions arise on how rules flow. Sean's here to guide in the quiet night air, bringing truth and justice with a steady stare.
Jane, how you doing? Good evening. I'm not feeling this version. Let's see how their version 2 is. Already better. Already better. Straight pipe muffler loud, not in Ontario. Totally prohibited.
When the city sleeps and the lights go low, questions arise on how rules flow. Sean's here to guide in the quiet night air, bringing truth and justice with a steady stare.
I don't mind this.
After dark we roll, the questions ignite. Let's talk about the road in the car.
Yeah, Melody, I agree. My wife agrees too. This is better. Casey, security, what's going on?
Sean Shapiro's voice is crystal clear.
I like it. It's kind of it's upbeat. It's good. I'm playing this song from suno.ca. Sorry, suno.com, not ca. Old Western storyteller song.
Great lights shimmer, the stories unfold. Traffic and wisdom, stories retold.
Adele says they like this better too.
Down this lane, answers from Sean, it's never ending. The road is long, but the talk is real. Regrets and curiosity, both we can.
Okay, Adele wants to know if that goes for drinking coffee and causing a collision. My brother wants to know. So if you are drinking coffee and you cause a collision, it's so distracted by the music. It's careless driving if you're like sipping the coffee and driving to something, but it's not the same as the U-turn. There's different fault metrics for things. Yeah, DJB, it's we can make a song about you. In fact, if you guys want to put together, like if you've got a song concept, give me a simple concept, a style of music, and as long as it's not dirty, we'll make it. I'm happy to do this in the, amongst the whole traffic stuff. We're also apparently a DJ machine, a music creative. So Adele, the first versions are usually better, but often, it's a crap. I've found, on average, I like the first version better and the second version less, and this time I like the second version more. I like this one though. It's terrible when you're rocking out or just getting into a song that you wrote on a computer. Well, you didn't write anything. I don't know if this was a ChatGPT creation or if it was just Suno, because there's two ways to do this. You either enter in a basic concept or you give it direct lyrics and modify it. And sometimes I start with a base from AI and then modify it to change the way I like it. I've actually written songs. I gotta stop saying written. I've constructed songs that are so meaningful to me. Like there was a poem that was written by what do you call it? My buddy. It was a poem that was put together when Andrew Hong was killed. I put that poem into this, and I cried my eyes out. I mean, it was wonderful, I thought, but it meant something to me, so it's totally different. Okay, I'm adding this to the After Dark playlist. It's actually good enough to keep. Let's see what we got here. Steven says, because it is not a law. What are we talking about? Oh, Honda Mig says, bicyclists and helmets, why don't we ever see them being pulled over for not wearing them? Steven says, because it's not a law unless the cyclist is younger than 16. Actually, it's not 16, it's 18. So until the age of 18, you must wear a helmet. It is against the law. If you're under the age of 16, your parents are going to get a ticket. The guardian, the responsible adult will be charged or can be charged. At 16 and 17, the individual can get charged. At 18, you're free to make stupid decisions like not protecting your melon. Just saying. I think it should be mandatory all the time. Head injury is bad. Protect the computer. Okay, Casey Security, you need a song. I see you. I hear you. Let's do it. KC Security. Give me the details. So it's KC Security patrolling the Great White North. What are we saying? And what style of music? And I'll send it to you. And in fact, you got to join the Telegram chat. Go to telegram.trafficcop.ca. And Purple GTI says, if I get a stunt driving charge, if they get a stunt driving charge, come on, mouse there. I was looking for my mouse. If I get a stunt driving charge, will my license be suspended for a year? If you get a stunt driving charge, you will lose your license for 30 days at the roadside. You lose your vehicle for 14 days. It'll be impounded. You'll be responsible for all the towing fees and everything in relation. So towing, storage. It's basically $2,000 to $3,000 at that moment. Plus, doing your weird things while you're, trying to take a bus or whatever to get around. But then when you go to and you get convicted in court, it's a 1 to 3 year driving prohibition. It is a $2,000 to $10,000 fine and up to 6 months in jail. And I can tell you that we are now seeing jail time being issued. Not usually all the way to 6 months, but they can give you the fine, or they can give you the jail time, or they can give you both. Sonia Bizarro, how you doing? Sonia says, hi, buddy. How's your night? So far, so good. I am watching the best TV show special. Anyway, I'm watching House of David. It's a biblical story. It's awesome. It's actually really good. Enjoying. It's on Amazon Prime Video. If you got it, you should watch it. I didn't know what to expect. I was told it was pretty good, and it is. It's actually a great story. Who'd have thunk? Okay. What do we got here? Back to this whole KC Security. Hang on. Let's open up your website. Let me get some stuff out of your website. Here. I need some tips. I need some stuff. KC Security. Helps if I do it right. Okay. Sault Ste. Marie. Got that. Stand by. This is a little off the beaten path, but we're doing this. Patrolling to keep the community safe. Keep their clients safe. Keep their clients safe. Not extend it beyond things, what else we want to say? Give me some input here with their yellow and green. They got the yellow and green. What else? Alarm response, mobile patrols, and guard service. We got here alarm response. I tapped that twice. Mobile patrol and guard service. What else? I trust your judgment, he says. Come on, what a style of music. You want country? Is that what you were looking for? Tell me. We got here MMJJIFF says, answer the question, but MMJJIFF, you ain't answer it. Oh, no. I did like 3 times. That was like 10 minutes ago. Where you been? Answer the question, making your demands. It's not legal to have a straight pump car unless it was manufactured before the laws for mufflers came in, when you would have had to have had a smog pump. So you would have had to predate mufflers in order to be legal to not have a muffler. That's how it works. Country. Okay. A country song. Let's go with a gritty country, because I know that works well. Gritty country. Gritty, not giddy, with awesome guitar. Let's see what it does. I don't want to do carriage return. I want to create. All right. We got Wyatt Gill from Muskegon, Michigan. It was almost I almost mispronounced it. Oh, I did mispronounce it. Oh, Mike's making comments. Okay. Wyatt Gale. This isn't a political channel. This is a traffic channel, and apparently now a music channel. DM416 says, "Hey Sean, I saw Mario's video. Your W friend." J2 says, "Best way to protect my car from break-ins in the GTA bollards didn't work. Come on, really? I say standard is probably the best way, but I know that there are people who have had their like full on had their vehicle towed away. Like, never mind. What is this? Sorry, I think it called it After Dark, even though I said. Hang on a second. Let's see what this song is. I think it titled it incorrectly, but I think this is our.
Down by the locks where the water runs deep, Casey's out patrolling while the town's asleep. And yellow and green, they're sharp and clean, keeping the peace and so stand merry scene. The tires hum low on the midnight streets, guarding the shops where the shadows creep. Alarm response, they're quick on their feet.
I'm digging this.
Casey's the team you can count on to meet. Casey security out on the line, rolling through the dark, come rain or shine. Heroes in yellow and green you've seen, they're the soul of the suit in every scene.
Get out of town. I like it. So I got to turn this down because J2, I completely went off track here. Best way to, so obviously trackers are great for recovery sometimes, but the more deterrence you can have. What kind of car was it, by the way, or is it? Break-ins, bollards aren't for break-ins. They're just like, they'll still do the smash and grab. The bollards are for preventing them from taking it. Lots of lights are good. Noisemakers, like anything that can draw attention to the fact that someone's there and shouldn't be there. Even parking inside doesn't necessarily help, and that's where the insurance comes in. I mean, it's terrible that they are so organized, these criminals, that no matter what you do, if they want it, they're going to get it. And the only thing that you really have to worry about is protecting your family. That's the more important thing, in my opinion. Kill switches are good, but if they're willing to tow it, those don't matter. It's a challenge. Combination of stuff.
Keeping the peace and so stand merry scene. The tires hum low on the midnight streets.
Steve Mann's liking this. Okay, hang on. So let's try the version 2. Wyatt says, would I have to take my lights out of my car to visit? What kind of lights are we talking about?
Down by the locks where the water runs deep, Casey's out patrolling while the town's asleep. Yellow and green, they're sharp and clean, keeping the peace and so steamery scene. Their tires hum low on
I like this one too. Damn.
The shops where the shadows creep.
Now, French Cowboy Express says, would you rather be a cop in a city like the GTA or up north, maybe in Kenora? I can't really relate to Kenora. I grew up in the city. It's my city. I wanted to patrol my place, my home. But I got to say that it's different policing, you know? You get to know everybody you're arresting when you're up north and in communities like that. And you are very much, well, it's unlikely you see the same person twice in a relative time. Like I used to work at 12th Division. I stopped the same people in 12th Division, got to know them. But when I went to a citywide unit like Traffic Services, I don't think I ever saw the same person twice. Question of why did I quit? I left the service with just shy of 25 years because my family needed me at home more. It was a thing where family comes first, and I made a decision to choose them over, commuting 2 hours every day. And because everywhere in Toronto's an hour to 2 hours away. It depends on the traffic, but it was just they needed me here, and I came here. Now I do consulting work, and I do this as a community service because I still want to give back to the community and have fun doing it. Okay. Rob Frazier says, I get pulled over by police and I don't stop and I park in a safe place. I guess you want to know what's going to happen? The deal is that you are going to probably escalate things to a pursuit. If the lights go on and the siren goes on and you don't pull over, even without the siren, the lights go on and you don't pull over, that is effectively a pursuit, and it's not going to make you very easy to give a break to. So I would expect a ticket in that scenario. Casey, which one do you like more? Because you like the first one, so you like the second one too. I'll send them both to you. Anybody else want a song while we're here doing songs, taking requests? Not requests for music, making songs about you, really. Jane says, I do have, okay, wait. I gotta go back. Jane, I recently got a red light ticket, but I was yielding to a fire truck while being in the intersection and then finished my turn. I was in the middle of it. How do I fight a ticket? I do have it, but I don't know the whole process. Or do I have to pay in court? Oh, okay, we have some. Booba Bayou. No, Booba Baibu. It says just show up at court and explain. I do have it. I don't know the whole process. Okay, so if you're talking about taking it to court to explain a red light ticket, so technically speaking, if you would have stopped prior to entering the intersection, you wouldn't be given a ticket at all, because they only give you a ticket if you're traveling into the intersection over a certain speed. So if you were yielding, you don't yield to a fire truck passing through. Technically, they would have to go into oncoming traffic and get around you. It's their problem, not yours. And I mean that with love. It's just, you're not technically cleared to enter an intersection not red, unless you can make a right turn lawfully. So if you entered into it at speed, being the good, kind person that you are, you need to go and explain it in court or to a prosecutor for a first appearance. You can certainly choose that option on the back, because there's 3 options on any ticket. It's going to be choose to fight it, choose to pay it, or choose to have a meeting with a prosecutor. You probably want to approach the fire service and say, hey, at this time, at this date, I was yielding to you guys and I got a ticket. Can you write me a letter, or can someone come talk to the courts with me because I got screwed while I was helping you out? I would try that. It's not that's not a perfect science thing that's going to work. It's what I would do. Okay. Louise Garlic and Caros, Canada. Did I say that right? And show your dash camera footage if you got it. Absolutely. Gee, it's a chill vibe tonight. It's always a chill vibe, isn't it? Do you have PTSD? I think everyone has PTSD. Anyone who's seen anything in this world is probably carrying some level of, injury. I certainly have stuff that triggers me. I don't know if I'm can be certified written as PTSD. It's not why I left, but I'm sure I qualify for something on the scale of slightly screwed up in a good way. So going back to Rob Frazier about getting pulled over and picking furniture and a good parking spot, it's not your responsibility to choose where to pull over. You pull over immediately. Otherwise, it's a pursuit, like I said before. So you can pull over where they tell you to pull over, and if you want to relocate, you can ask them to do that. Any experience working with the CAF military police? If so, how was that experience? I have not worked as a member of the military. I've never been. Thank you to anyone who has served that's on the channel listening right now. But I've never served in that uniform. I have many friends who have, and I've heard nothing but good things from their experiences. So how do I answer that question? I've spoken to many, I even do training courses talking to military drivers, and they're usually MPs at the battle school. Okay. Wyatt Gale's really digging it. DJ B, who started this conversation about making music, is really digging it too, from the sounds of it. Sounds good. I like it. I like it a lot. However, they've got their song and I got mine, so we're going to go back to mine. Okay. I got my car impounded for 90 days by OPP. Time to get the no plate 1000cc superbike out, you think? Why did you get it impounded for 90 days? Was that for not paying your fines? Was that a court-ordered impound? A 90-day impound is not your regular impound. Steve Mann says, best car security was Saturday Night Live skit called Chevy Chameleon. It sounds scary, actually. I don't know. Adele says, I like it as well. That's good. That's good. Rob Frazier says, can I be charged with fleeing? This is in terms of the pursuit. Fail to stop for police is a charge. Em says, did you retire? Yeah, I retired from policing at the end of August, beginning of September. Wyatt Gale says, I have amber and white I use for security. Those are not, technically white to the front's not permitted when it's flashing, but it's not prohibited to have it on your vehicle if you're not using it on the road. And amber is not an issue. I have ambers that I have yet to install for the back. I have an arrow stick that I'm putting on because I stopped to help people with collisions. Halo 5 Sharting, which is an excellent username, I must say, says 200 kilometers an hour on the highway. It's a ticket. It's stunt driving, possibly dangerous driving, which is criminal. I'd arrest you, no question. A song about Corvettes in Florida. This is Brandon, who's coming in from Florida. He's in Miami. Oh, he's currently in Boca, a place I want to retire to when I retire from retiring. Good evening, Sean from Boca Raton, Florida. Last stop before the Miami Grand Prix weekend. Hope you all had an amazing day. You all had an amazing day. Yeah, I had an amazing day of appliance repair. Seemed like I'm kind of low here. Hang on a second. I'm better. Microphone up. There we go. Logan Grant's coming in shortly. He's coming in at around 7:30. What time is it? 7:30 Mountain Time. 9:30. About now. I expect him soon. That's the truth. Hang on a second. Oh, I feel too high. Whee! Now it's too low. All right. I think we found the sweet spot. All right. It's I don't know. I had a fantastic dinner. I think I'm high on cheese, pasta sauce, and meatballs. I think that's what it is. Something in the food is Wyatt says he's got a sliced top Charger with amber and white lights that I use for security. It's also my daily driver. Cool. Rowan says, can I work as a cop informer? How do I apply? I don't know if you want to be an informant, sort of like a confidential informant, and rat out all your friends. I don't know if you want to become a police officer that you're neg as. I don't know what you want. I mean, there's things to do and all. Logan has joined. Stand by, everybody. Let me. I don't see his camera on yet, so he's in the background. Logan, let us know. Well, Logan, can you see us? Can you hear us? I don't think he's ready. We'll put him in the back room for a few minutes. But he has effectively joined. It alerted me to his presence. It was a disturbance in the force. I just don't know what's up with me today. Okay, what do we got here? Loaded says, howdy, how you doing, Loaded? Honda Mig says, what are the regulations for the railway police? Are they really police or can they only patrol railways? They are actually sworn police officers. They have the authority of a police officer, but I just met some guys. I was at the Blue Line Expo, and they were explaining to me how they work. They have, like, in relation to within 500 feet or meters from their property, they have full police powers. Yeah. So when you get pulled over and given a whether it be you're arrested for impaired driving in relation to their property, because a friend of mine's a breath tech for them, so I know that they do that. Or he was a breath tech before he became a police officer elsewhere. And send me a text, Casey. Then there's also there's other stuff. They are police officers, and they're also covered in both USA and Canada, so they're really interestingly set up. And I don't know enough about them to truly speak more about it. Can they pull people over? Can they pull people over like normal police officers? Oh, you asked me that two different ways. Okay. They can. And people freak out. Like, well, how are you? Why? What? They freak out. People freak out. A Leonard Cohen. Lisa Griffin says Leonard Cohen version of my song, or I think it was of my song. So let's do that. I'll set that up while we're doing other things. Custom. So what would Leonard Cohen be? Cohen style. Is that more spoken? What is it? I looked that up. What would you say a Leonard Cohen version is? What is the style of Leonard Cohen? He's a Canadian songwriter. How would you describe it? Perhaps a song best described, poetry put to music. That doesn't help me. To describe to ChatGPT. Tapestry woven into the depth of texture. Come on, that's not helpful. I don't know how to describe this. Okay, we're just going to make a best effort and say Leonard Cohen style. After Dark Cohen. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to test it out. Okay. Tanya Tersini, how you doing? Cat Frass, hi. Jay Kier, how are you? Dave Audette, welcome back. Carrie Sav. And then Cameron. Logan is here. You see, Logan, when you were here before, I tapped on your stuff and see your camera is not coming up. Your camera is dark. Logan, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me?
Oh, yeah. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Let me bump up your audio because you're quiet. You're coming in quiet. But your camera's not working. Look at that. You turn the lights on. Let me go and edit. Yeah. Wee. There you go.
Beauty.
You're why is your audio low? Hang on. I know my volume was low for you. How you do? Let's do a mic check for Logan Grant and see what's cooking. I don't have let me change this. I had some titles for you last time we had you on. I put this there, and then I had the Logan. Where's the Logan? Here we go. Look at that. Look at that.
Beauty.
I still have you coming in low.
Uh-oh.
But why? Why is your audio low? Did you do anything different? Did I do anything different?
I don't think I did anything different. I hope I didn't do anything different.
Can anyone else hear you? Let's see here. I had marked you down a little bit. Let's see if I pull you up. How about now?
Coming in or what?
That's super low. Hang on one second. I'm gonna let me know if you can hear him because he's coming in real low for me. Oh, no, that's right. Oh, here, that's what the difference is. How about now?
Sound better?
Oh yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, now I hear you. I had you funneled the wrong way.
Terrible.
Now you're funneled back. How you feeling, buddy?
Oh man, better than I have been in a long time.
Well, it
was pretty bad.
It's from the sounds of it, you described it quite like it was colorful.
Yeah, to say the least.
I
enjoyed my vacation, and then I was back for less than a week, and then I was sick as a dog.
That is no bueno. That is no bueno at all. Cameron, no bueno. 6565 says, "Hey from Calgary, what's going on, Calgary? Welcome to the show."
Gotta love Calgary.
That one flight medic sends greetings.
Greetings, yeah. Thank you, Stillian.
And they were able to hear you fine. It was me who couldn't hear anything.
Good. Look at that.
It was all me.
It's all you.
But here's a question. We got to try because who was it who said Leonard Cohen version? It was Lisa. So this song, we've recorded it and tried it as a couple of different things. So you're familiar with this song, this one.
The one in the background?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We're pressing the button. Leonard Cohen version.
I think they got the wrong Leonard Cohen.
I don't think they're hitting this one. No, it's okay. I can't even listen to that version. This is still not it.
That's not Leonard Cohen.
How would you describe Leonard Cohen?
Kind kind of like, yeah.
It's not that I don't like the sound. It's not Leonard Cohen.
It's not Leonard Cohen, yeah.
No, can't do it. Sorry. It's just not. It's not. Yeah, I don't get it. But we had a song for you.
That's not good.
Didn't we have it playing for you?
Oh yeah, you've had a couple. Good news is Toronto won their game tonight, so
no kidding.
That's a win.
That is a win. My father's watching the game. I'm like, when did you start watching hockey? He says, I always watch hockey. I'm like,
right?
What year? Like,
yeah,
not when I lived.
The last time Toronto won the cup.
But whenever he's hanging out with his buddy, apparently at their house, at his friend's house, they watch hockey. So he's there all the time, and they always watch hockey when he's there.
Nice.
Like, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Too funny. Ruan wants to be a cop informer.
A cop informer.
Yeah, informer. Yeah.
I do like Brandon's comment over here. It says, you and Logan should be at the Grand Prix, as tomorrow I'm its special guest chef at McLaren's hospitality area. I would love that.
Yeah.
They're in Miami too. So
he's in Boca right now.
Yeah. Well, the F1 race is in Miami this weekend, so it'd be good. Be a great race.
Oh yeah, he wants a song about a Corvette in Florida. That's what we need to do. Corvette in Florida song. Corvette. We're gonna do Corvette Chef at the Florida Grand Prix. Today's gone really wild. We got music more than we did on traffic. Grand Prix.
It's a nice relaxing evening then.
Cooking up a storm at the what'd you say it was?
Grand Prix, Miami Grand Prix.
No, but it was the McLarens.
Oh, McLaren, yeah.
McLaren. Is it MCC McLaren?
No, just one C. MC.
It's McLaren? Really?
Yeah.
It's McLaren?
Yeah. Yeah, MCL.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I wanted these to get to you before you saw them.
Oh no. Oh God. Incredible.
Yes.
Yes, that looks good.
This is the hot off the presses.
Very nice.
I like it.
Approve.
Okay, here we go. Brandon, this is the second song we're making for Brandon. Brandon's making racing taste good again.
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty good.
I like that. Let's see here. What style of music is it? I would just let it do its thing. Who cares? It's just gonna figure it out. Okay. Well, that's cooking up. We'll have a look at what else is going on here. Todd Ouellette says, "Can I?" No, we're not going there. Some people really have are really butthurt about the fact that some people can not wear helmets legally, and you cannot pretend to be a member of a faith simply to get the benefit of.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But they also know the risk.
There is that.
So,
and was it Alberta? I think it was Alberta that gave you the privilege before Ontario did.
Probably.
I think so. I think you guys started the whole thing. What is this? Melody the mechanic might be a hard sell. By the way, Melody, I saw your video with the sledgehammer, and I showed it to my girls to show that women can do everything and do it like a boss.
Probably better.
You were killing it. My back hurt watching you do that with a sledgehammer. Yeah. Hats off to you. After Dark. Why is everything labeled like wrong? Okay, let's try this one.
flipping steak like tires burn the track. In the kitchen, there's no holding back. Whiskey in hand, he's a culinary king, serving speed on a plate. It's a legendary thing. Brandon's cooking and the flavors ignite, blazing faster than the cars in the fire.
His flame is igniting right now listening to this.
Swirling like the cars in a curve, spices spinning, bringing edge and verve. At McLaren's Sweet, the aromas fly. Brandon the chef takes the flavor sky high. Brandon's cooking and the flavors ignite.
Okay, that's version 1. Hang on, let's see the remix.
He's flipping steak like tires burn the track.
It's better. I like the style more.
Yeah.
It's
The first
funkier.
one, the lyrics are better in the first one.
The
so
same
far.
lyrics. It's the same lyrics.
Is it actually?
It's a totally remix. Just remix the same
different.
lyrics.
Different tone, I guess, eh?
Okay, I don't know. I like it, but I don't love it. But I like the music, and it's a good arrangement. Steve says, "Can you voice over everything, please?" Yeah, we can voice over everything. Yes, the manuals for driving. I'm thinking about doing a Canadian amateur radio. By the way, this is my invisible study book.
Yeah, that's invisible, all right.
Invisible. My green study book. Have you got an amateur radio certificate?
No.
Have you ever
I
been
don't think I'd
interested in
ever.
getting your?
I don't
hand?
think I'd ever approved for one. Be approved.
No.
I don't think I have a. I have a face for radio, but I sure as hell don't have a voice.
Well, this is for amateur radio band is a communication. It's walkie-talkies, right? It's home stations. It's interesting. It's science-like, and I'm geeking out trying to learn pages I need to learn to pass the test. I did pass the test today, though. I took my basic operations drone qualification.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So now you're a professional drone operator.
I'm a drone operator.
Ukrainians would love you. Never mind, we won't.
McLaren like McDonald's. Got it. Just moving on. It's completely not. Yeah. Okay. Corvette Summer. Is that's okay? I don't remember that movie. I mean, I remember the title, but I don't remember the movie. Maybe I never saw it. JCHS565 says 7 years in the Canadian Armed Forces. This content, brother, and thank you for your service.
Yes,
I'm
thank
glad
you for your
enjoyed it.
service.
It's awesome.
Good question on the in the app over here. It says, Sean, can you comment on motorcycles getting tickets for comm systems or cameras on their helmets?
Okay. Yes. Actually, I've got a comm system sitting in a box that I never put on. I bought it when I was thinking I was going to get back on the bike, and it didn't happen. So comm systems, if they're glued onto the outside of the helmet, illegal. Comm systems that go into the space between the helmet and sort of clamp on, legal. At least in most provinces and states. The deal is you can't affix anything to the shell of the helmet. So if that clipped on one hits the ground, it snaps off. The one that's glued on will have a far greater resistance to it breaking off. It's not not the same.
It's pretty simple. You just can't alter a helmet from the factory in any way. You can't even put stickers on it. Because believe it or not, I've been to collisions where helmets are worn and they do wonders. When
shave down to
there's
flat.
nothing to get stuck to the road, because anything that'll dig in is going to snap your neck or worse. So
amazingly, people argue, well, it's just going to shave down to nothing. Like, because it's like you can take a bowling ball and sand it down till it's 50% of it.
Yep.
That's fine. But the helmet's originally designed to glide across the concrete surface or tarmac or whatever you're going to be going at. But as soon as it catches something, you're going to get a little jerk, and that little jerk.
That jerk at 100 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour is enough, right? So
100%.
I pulled over a guy last year, and he had a whole Santa Claus hat and beard that went over his whole helmet. And as cool as it was, and as funny as it was, I had to tell him, "You got to take that thing off, buddy."
They're
That
so
thing's
cool.
not going to slide.
Pokemon, Cookie Monster.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
a cow. There's a guy I run into all the time at the auto shows, and he's got he dresses as a cow, full body
Yeah.
cow unit, and the helmet too. And we've had great conversation. And he's a very nice guy who's all over the internet making positive videos. But that particular type of cover is usually Velcroed into place. And they say, well, it's got Velcro tearaways. Yeah, but the wind can catch it, can spin it around, can blind you. There's so many reasons why it's not permitted.
Yeah.
But the cameras are generally going to be stuck on. Now, I do have a solution. I bought a solution, even though I don't have a reason to use it. I wanted to experiment with it for the purposes of science. And the deal is that it's a GoPro one, and it clips into the face part. So it goes underneath where your lips are, and then clamps to the outside, and the helmet, and
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's just like a hair clip for your front of your helmet, and I think that meets the criteria as a clip-on, and I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah, if you have those GoPro mounts, that's 3M taped on there. Yeah, I can't do it.
Stickers. So long story. Once upon a time, I knew a guy who was trying to get into the custom helmet business, and he was buying helmets. He was then custom paint jobbing them, clear coating them, and selling them. And he couldn't sell them. They were no longer DOT approved.
Yep. They
were instantly not legal because he painted them. Crazy, right?
Yep.
And then there's the brakes. Wyatt Gale says, if I got pulled over, other than my registration and insurance, what other documents do I need? In Ontario, driver's license, original copy, a original or photocopy of the registration, and an original insurance document. Or if you are approved through your insurance company and they've provided you an app, then you can also do that with a certified app that provides secure information. Is also capable of sending that document to police for their records.
Yeah. And it's the same here in Alberta. You got to have your driver's license, registration, proof, insurance. Registration has to be the actual document. Driver's license has to be the physical document. And insurance needs to be the physical document and or a legitimate digital copy from your insurance provider.
Not a photograph of. And people say all the time, like, well, what if I just had a picture of my license, my ownership, and my insurance? Save it on my phone. It's very nice of you to do that. Some officers might appreciate it, may even give you a break on it, but it does not meet the legal requirements of surrendering those documents as per the Highway Traffic Act. Yeah. I feel like my name on my head is wait, hold on a second. Much better. Adjust the seat to fix the logo. Do they get double charged? Double charged for what? I don't see the beginning of your statement. Yeah, I don't see it. Leafs move on. Right on. Finally retiring in 10 months. That's Domingo S. Congratulations, brother. Are you looking forward to it? Are you ready to leave? Is it like, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you are ready to go.
Yeah. If you're talking about it, you're bringing it up. You're ready.
You are happy.
We all strive to be there.
I left early, so I wasn't really ready, but it was the appropriate time based on family needs.
Yeah.
I miss it, and Sergeant Campbell called me today. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. We weren't able to find time today to actually have a chat, but he gave me a call. It's so nice to hear from friends from work. I have other guys that left before me. They retired before me, and I look forward to those conversations to chat about stuff and things. It's great.
I still keep in touch with a guy that retired from us not long ago. He was our CMP for 30 years, and then he was with us for 15 years. And I went and saw him just the other day. It's nice to keep in touch with the old guys, And they also like to keep in touch too, to know what's going on. It makes them feel like they're still part of the, the community. So
I had a guy
they get forgotten very quickly.
That's the problem. They say 6 months, you're gone. They don't know you anymore. Yeah. I had a chap tell me when he retired, he says, listen, I'm going to come back once in a while, but I'm not going to be like those old guys who don't leave. I'm just going to visit once in a while. And, and I was like, I was heartbroken because you're still a cop. Like, you may be retired, but you're always a cop. You put your life on the line. You served your community. You're never a burden. You should never consider yourself a burden. And that's why I want to have a podcast full of retired guys talking about the stuff that they used to do, because they have stories that no one's ever going to know any other way.
People talk about,
the good old days. Oh man, there's books written about that stuff. French Cowboy Express says, have you ever participated in any MTO Blitz? If so, how was it? It was awesome. I participated in several blitzes for tow truck enforcement, heavy truck enforcement, racer stuff, like the what is it called? I forgot the name of it. It's going after the modified cars.
Yeah.
Can't
And
remember
even here in Alberta,
E-Race.
I've done a lot of check stops with our sheriff's department, specifically when they used to have commercial vehicle enforcement as a branch. Now they're all integrated into the sheriff's, and we do a lot of integrated traffic operations with them.
Nice. I like it. Sounds great. I like anything where we all work as a team. Interagency stuff, you grow from it, you learn new things. I'm really a big fan. And I got to give credit to the MTO folks. They're experts at their stuff.
Well, that's it, right? Like you're going to learn a lot from people who do it every day. Like even the RCMP here, they do traffic, but it's not their primary focus, right? It's just part of their job. Where with us, that's all we do. So, in a lot of times, they'll rely on us for traffic matters. If they got someone, they'll be like, "Hey, what do you think we should write?" We had a collision today where we were on scene, and they consulted with us to be like, "Hey, this is what we got. By what means do you think we should proceed?" Right? So that teamwork goes a long way.
I get text messages, I get calls, I get Twitter messages, I get media. Everyone still calls me for all the answers when it comes to the HTA in Ontario, and it's fantastic because I can still contribute. I don't have to be the person on the road. I don't even have to be getting paid to do it. I'm here as a source of information for cops, for civilians, for everybody. It's cool. Question from Spider wants to know if you know Seb Lavoie.
Me?
You. Logan, ask Logan if you know
Lavoie.
Seb Lavoie.
The name sounds familiar.
I do not know Seb.
But I do. Yeah, I don't. I hate when people ask me that because I'm like, should I know them? I probably do know them. I'm bad with.
My out is that I'm not a name person, so I might know them if I saw them.
And I know you show me a picture, I could be like, I know that guy.
Yeah. I never forget a face. Yeah, but I often forget names. So okay, I can't even tell a story. I was going to tell you a story, but like, not going to do it. No. They could be watching right now. They would know my secret.
They're always watching.
But then again, I got to tell you, what I also don't do is I don't play the name games. Have you ever met someone and you learn the tactics of how to remember names? They say, just say the name 6 times in a 5-minute span. So you'll be like, hey, Logan guy.
No.
And then they'll say, so Logan, what do you think? Logan Grant. Like they play these word association games. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to happen. Stupid for 5 minutes just so I can.
Right.
I'll call you buddy.
I have to like you enough to say your name that often. So,
but it is so awkward to hear your name continuously used, right, Logan? Like, Logan, it is so weird.
Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Don't care.
I said that yesterday in the car to the kids.
Like, what are you talking about?
Is any color underglow legal? Want to drive with white lights under the car if possible?
Negative in Alberta.
Well, and that brings me to a question about other things. Have you ever heard of someone laying a charge for having the window plastic covers on the outside of the car? So they can smoke in the rain. It's the little bubbly trim that do you know what I'm talking about?
Like that goes over the doors?
Outside. It goes on the outside of the car. It's a little plastic trim that just goes around and it gives you that little bubble of wind flow prevention.
Yeah.
Is that illegal where you is?
No, we have the thing is there's no specific legislation that says you can't put like window trim over your doors. Like there's nothing specifically that speaks to that. As far as making modifications to the vehicle itself, like as long as it's not changing the mechanics of the vehicle, then you're essentially good unless something itself speaks on it.
Brett, just saying goodbye to Brandy says, I'm calling it a night. I'm up early to drive to Miami. Fun fact, after 24 years, this weekend marks the end of my catering career as I'm retiring to focus on traveling and new projects.
Well, congratulations. Nice thing is you're still going to cook. So
as long as you cook for us, I don't really care about anybody else because now you are now my go-to chef. Asking him the cooking questions, I'm asking him the barbecue questions.
Unless it's steak, because you got your steak guy. You can't. Well,
you're the beef guy. I talked to you about cows, moo,
right?
But he's the. So did I tell you I don't think I've told you my adventure since you left to Mexico. I spent and returned $2,500. I never even picked up the device, but I walked into Costco and I was looking at barbecues, just comparing prices. And then we walked to the guy and they had a Traeger demonstration, like roadshow on. And he started talking. I'm like, I was like, I'm getting hungry.
I mean, you're drooling, yeah.
And he showed me this thing, and you know what made me want to buy the $2,500 one instead of the $1,500 one? Cleanup was easier with the $2,500.
Oh my God!
I was going to drop $1,000.
We're lazy by nature, right? So I mean, if that's the easiest
cleaning.
way to do it, yeah, self-cleaning, I like that.
And I cook in the winter, so having a double-walled, insulated barbecue system was going to be so much better. And this one went to 500 degrees of goodness for cooking.
My God.
So I was like, "This is it. We are going to." And it has Wi-Fi. You can control temperatures from your phone when you're in Spain.
Is AI going to cook your steak now for you?
It's probably going to cook the steak. So I bought it, and he convinced me. He says, "I'll give you a $25 bag of compressed wood chips that are food grade, and you can use that if you take the floor model on Sunday." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down. I went and paid like $2,800 with tax.
Holy moly!"
And then I went home and watched videos on cooking with a wood pellet auger smoker. I'm like, this is freaking complicated. I'm used to fire on, cook meat, take fire off, and this was like more. And I got freaked out, and my wife got freaked out. And I'm like, what did we do? Why do we do this? What the hell came over us? It was like, they pump oxygen into the casinos to keep you awake.
Yeah.
What do they do? They give you food samples.
Oh, they do something at Costco. If it's not the free samples, it's something else. I don't, like that place is brutal.
Melody says vent visors. That's what they're called, vent visors. And Brian says rain guards. And
rain guards, I've heard that
eyebrows.
Too. My father-in-law cannot buy a car unless they throw them in for free on every car he buys. I don't know why. Every car, whether it's his F-350 to a pickup, anything. His wife's car, boom, he's got to have the visors over the window.
I've been driving since I was 16. I have never owned or even operated a motor vehicle that has had those things glued on.
Yeah. I don't like modifying my car in any capacity. Like my truck is quite vanilla. It's a sport. That's all it's got.
Absolutely stock.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. Now, I will say that when I first bought the vehicle, when I was 16 years old and I first bought or got a vehicle for my mom, I thought about stereos and boosters and jetpacks and like anything. I had a Buick Park Avenue. I wanted to put a spoiler on it and be silly.
Oh, Park Avenue.
No, I never did that. But the deal is, I don't do that anymore because I just got into the habit of leasing vehicles and not wanting to spend any extra money at all. That's why I don't speed. I don't want to waste money.
I tell our habitual speeders to only go as fast as you can afford.
This is a good answer. Let's see here. It's like Hannibal from the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. RCMP commander, Navy SEAL. That's who Seb Lavoie is? I'm not following Spider. Who also, by the way, said vent visors. You and I are, we don't know vent visors, but everybody else does. Scaronia 911 says, how come cops don't police each other? Example, cops know another cop is doing something illegal and keeps quiet about it.
That's a lie.
I can tell you that's a very interesting conversation because I don't think we keep quiet on anything. In fact, I think we're talking about it amongst ourselves and possibly even with our supervisors to ensure that we can stop whatever's happening because nobody hates a bad cop more than a good cop.
I can think of one member that I've worked with here in the last 11 years where I have literally gone to their sergeant on numerous occasions because of the way he was treating other people and the way he was doing his traffic stops and what he was charging people for. You weren't allowed to charge for those things and he was still doing it. I have gone after them. I don't care because what they do reflects on me and reflects on everyone else. So no, absolutely not.
No, I'm with you on that. I am absolutely.
I'll throw one under the bus real fast if you're that bad. I don't care.
But it makes us all look bad when someone does something bad. So it's for the and then you lose all the trust you build in the community. Like it's such a
and it's hard to even gain that trust to begin with.
It's true.
It's the hardest thing to gain and it's the easiest thing to lose.
100%.
So
what do we get here?
I mean, there's plugs in every job, but man, it's more prevalent even with us because when we make a mistake, it's potential charter rights infringements. It's all kinds of shit, right? So if you know one, call them out. Don't let them stick around.
And they're,
And if you're one of them, fly a kite.
yeah, if you're a badge who's an idiot, you shouldn't have the badge. Kelsey says hello from Vancouver. Max says, how is retirement, Sean? So I'm not really retired. I've left policing, which is a retirement from that career, which I love and I miss it terribly. But lots of reasons why it was the right thing to do. But now I've got a media relations company. I've got, well, is it media relations? It's so much more. It's a media group. There's different elements of what I do. And then I'm doing this, which is part of a not-for-profit. So I'm really enjoying that. This is me still giving and contributing to the community, just like I was on the job doing. So I'm doing exactly what I was doing as a cop. So I was a media relations officer. Speaking of which, I want to open up an office in Alberta.
Hey, man.
See?
I know a place.
Yeah. I might be coming for a visit sooner than you think. I was talking about this today. I'm like, everyone apparently wants to go to Alberta. I think I should open an office there. Did I say Melody?
We're not perfect, but we're pretty good. We're pretty
good.
damn good here, but we're not perfect.
Melody says that she hates vent visors. And Max Power says, glad you're doing what you love, though. I absolutely, like I said, the only difference between what I was doing when I was getting paid by the service and what I'm doing now is I'm driving 3 to 4 hours less a day, because it was an hour to work and 2 hours home based on the crap of traffic.
Yeah. And
I'm not burning gas. I'm not wasting time. I am listening to fewer ebooks or audiobooks. That's for sure. So I never did answer that question. Melody wants to know the answer about underglow rules in Ontario. Well, thank you for bringing that back up, because the original question was, can I have underglow if it's white under my car? And here's the deal. It depends on the officer, because there is no specific law. It's interpretation of law. And let me explain why. In Ontario, it's illegal to project anything other than white or amber light to the front and anything other than amber or red to the rear. If you are putting white underglow and you install it where the bulbs are visible, you are projecting it in all directions, because I see the bulb. You are technically projecting it at me. If you are installing it in such a way that the bulbs are not visible and you're only reflecting it off the ground, then it's my argument and my personal belief that you are not projecting it at me.
Exactly.
You're projecting it to the ground, at which point it's reflecting at me. But in speaking, and this is going back to many moons of spending time sharing the mic with Sergeant Murray Campbell, he would always say, if I see the light, it's being projected at me, thus I'm going to give you a ticket. So he believed that if you saw the light reflected off the ground, he would lay the charge, which is where you get into interpretation of law. It's up for grabs, and then it's a situation where you're defending yourself in court. Yeah. And you've already lost, because now it's a day of pay to go to court, and if you're found guilty, it's another fine.
And you know, the thing is, if something requires that much interpretation, then it needs to be clear, not only for the public but for law enforcement. Sure. Like we have a piece that speaks to lighting under the car. You can't have it. Period. So, but why that's not something that is common, and then leave it up to, well, if you read it this way, it could apply, but it shouldn't be that way. And if it is, I wouldn't even charge for it, because I'm not going to waste someone's time going to court for the judge to say, no, toss it. You know what I mean? Because the judge could interpret it a different way too. 100%. He could interpret it the opposite way that I'm interpreting it.
But here's a good one for you. I've laid charges for, was it cell phone? So I think it was cell phone. I went and I gave my evidence, which was like, I saw the phone. It was a BlackBerry. It was the passport. This is going back some. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the BlackBerry passport. Not only did I have the BlackBerry passport, which I've been researching online because I was interested in buying one at the time, so I'm very familiar with what it looks like. Beside that, he was using another smartphone. He had 2 smartphones.
Oh, jeez.
There's no question he was using it. He was using actively or engaging with the screen with his thumbs. And what does the justice of the peace say? Well, I believe the officer is very credible and he's giving fantastic evidence, but at the same time, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to the defendant, who is also giving very believable testimony. You can't both be giving believable testimony. I'm sorry.
And you know, I lost one. I lost one. The only one and I wouldn't even call it a loss. It's more of a draw. It's different if your evidence is bad and you lose because you have bad evidence.
So
I wrote a guy for a cell phone, and it was clearly a black iPhone, very clearly, but yet somehow he managed to put the slightest doubt into the justice and said that he had a sandwich in his hand. And I flat out told him in court, I'm like, I know the difference between white bread and an iPhone. Because the guy was so confident in his evidence that all you have to do is put a little bit of doubt in the justice. And that's all they need.
Evidence is
It doesn't even have to be 100%. If he even has the slightest indication that what the person is telling him could be true, they're going to toss it. Not because your evidence is bad, but you've put a certain amount of doubt in the justice, and then that's it. They'll toss it.
There is there was a case that I wasn't mine, but it was a friend of mine's case, and the guy used the defense that he was opening his checkbook because it was the shape of a checkbook. Who the hell has a checkbook, and what are you doing with it vertically?
Yeah, that's when you charge him for having a document in your hand while you're driving, distracted by.
Well, that's still careless driving. I would say that's fine. Just be guilty to careless. We'll call it a day.
Yeah. But I charged a guy for reading a newspaper, and that's what I charged him with. Yeah.
I have seen people eating cereal. I've seen people
driving with their knees, eating a bowl of cereal. Yeah.
Infuriating. Waddell Engineering says 2 hours to get home. Oh my God. That's not even including snowstorms. It's been longer than that.
Oh, it's worse than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ottawa was never that bad, but man, on the 417 going to work, it would take me an hour and a half to get out to Orleans from a Barhaven, and then coming home, depending on the time I'm coming home. Yeah. Just as long. And that's just sitting in traffic. The actual drive is only 20 minutes.
Well, that's
you know what I mean? Like that's the crappy part about it, you know? And you have big highways there. Like you got 6-lane, 5-lane highways.
Oh yeah. I was
most around there. Like in Ottawa, there was like 3 lanes.
I was on the Don the Valley Parkway. DJB says, I've always wanted to add a decorative flower vinyl cover to my rims. Can I? Vinyl wrapping your car is not a problem. But your rims?
That's what you want to do. I mean, you do you, man.
Not to respond to.
You do you, man.
Just decorative flower vinyl cover. I mean, it's not big on my list.
I mean, remember the time with the spinners? You could go to Canadian Tire and buy the plastic
clip-on spinners. Yeah, the ones that were
right? Like they weren't illegal. I mean, you look like a tool.
Should have been just because
they should have been just because they look so bad. But yeah.
Oh man, I miss you. That was so good to have you back. This is great. Got a new car, but my license plates are kind of ugly. Can I get away with tinted on the plate? Tinted covers.
So just moved to Alberta. Our red license plates are so much nicer. We have a rose on them, the whole bit. Yeah. The Ontario ones are just blue and white.
No, they're blue and white, which is better than the Kleenex versions.
The Quebec ones are the worst. Je me souviens, and it's just like block letters. It's like, okay, come on. Nunavut has the best license.
Oh, the bear.
It's a polar bear.
Yes,
it's a polar bear, and it's whole plate is the shape of a polar bear. Amazing.
Yeah, it's cut out.
I love
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought? You know, you can buy some of these plates in the collector market.
Yep.
And I'd buy a plate like this. Is cool.
Some of the provinces have beautiful license plates.
Did you see the article? There's a big story about. No, is it an article? It was this dude in Toronto. I can't remember his name. He's actually approached me for interviews before, or his people have. I can't remember his name. Starts with a D, I think. Anyway, there's apparently a trend of people stealing stuff from restaurants, like plates and cutlery and mugs and cups.
Well, I get the glasses one. I know a lot of people have taken bar glasses.
I know that they've done it. But they're like, well, I paid $12 for a drink, so it's kind of mine. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's plates? Not. That's theft.
Like, why are you taking a plate? And why are you taking anything? Don't get me wrong. Like just a white plate.
How bad
you can get them at the dollar store.
I think they don't realize. And then one person, like, there's apparently some sushi place that's big, and they went and the little fish that is used to hold up your chopsticks on the bottom says stolen from and the restaurant name, and the woman who's being there, she says, It's no, they put that on there. It's just like they're inviting it to be stolen. They're giving us permission. They're challenging us. And like, you're a criminal. you need to go to jail. Just hard labor. Oh my God.
Hard labor.
Yeah.
Good,
We're going to give you a
good
bunch
talk.
of rocks, boulders.
You're going to
give
go to
us
that place in
pebbles.
Arizona where they just
Yes.
make you work out in the sun.
By the way, that you talk about the pink palace there. They make all the hardened criminals are wearing pink outfits.
Yeah.
That's where we were going for the longest time to do our breath qualifications, because all the folks there, they actually, as part of their sentence, are giving permission to, like, I don't know if they good behavior, they participate, and they I guess they're drug addicts and they get to take drugs and be high as part of the game. I don't know.
And then you get
I'm not a breath tech. I didn't go. Or drug recognition expert.
Yeah, DRE. Yeah,
that's the one. Excuse me for yawning at you. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm keeping you awake, eh?
Yeah, well, listen. I'm just I'm digesting a very large meal. Yeah. I had some meatballs and some. So for anyone who knows and has been tracking my shrinking business, because I have become less big and I'm continuing to be less big as we go. But I put on a bunch of weight when I had my motorcycle crash, and I'm trying to take it off now. And I'm doing that by giving up breads and sugars. But that means I can't eat pizza, and I love pizza. So
I feel for you, buddy.
Have you been to Costco? Have you ever had a Costco pizza?
Oh, we go to Costco all the time over the lunch period just so I can get a pepperoni pizza. Not the whole thing, like a slice.
No,
because there's nothing better than a greasy
pizza this big.
I know, and it's so good. Like you could put the grease into a cup. It's so good.
Well, yeah, use it to build your campfire. So the deal is, see, it takes the cheese. But here's what I found out: my kids aren't fans of cheese. So here they are, and they're like peeling the cheese, and it comes off as a full triangle of cheese. The whole pizza top, one thing. Yeah. So that's my pizza. They get the bread and the sauce. And I get the sauce and the cheese. For $12.99, I get an entire like $5 in cheese or $10 in cheese. So that's why I had cheese with sauce, and then I took it. And sometimes I'll buy the hot dog. I'll wrap the hot dog in the pizza triangle.
Oh my God.
And it's so
it's probably amazing because the Costco hot dogs are
just as good. Here's the thing, by the way, let's see what's going on. But it's no carbs. There's no bread in that. Yeah. There's no sugar. I can eat it.
Yeah. It's like eating keto.
It is. That's what I'm doing.
Because that's like a keto diet, right?
100%.
Which works good if you like it.
Powers. Oh my God. Yeah. Wasn't Max Powers a cartoon? I said it fast. It made me think of
probably. It sounds like something that would have been a cartoon.
A super detective or something else. Anyway, in Ontario, you cannot put covers on. You will get a ticket eventually. Whether you get away with it for a year, I can't tell you. But when you get it, it's $110. It's a no good. Oh, back to yawning. Oh God, oh no. Okay,
that was the license plate cover.
Yes, that was license plate cover. It's Melody says safety standards would look at it as if it's off-road use on all the time.
Oh, you were talking about your underglow. Yeah.
Underglow. So if you didn't use it, well, we would only look at it if we knew it was there, and that would mean that it was on when you were on the road. So, Melody says, "You sure it wasn't a pumpernickel sandwich?" I'm not picking up what you're putting down, Melody.
Pumpernickel.
Although I have not heard the word pumpernickel in some time.
Pumpernickel.
Melody says, "I will forever live out in the middle of nowhere where there's no traffic." And then Ontario's new blue plates were a great idea. Sure, they were. Actually, I thought they were awesome.
They were pretty ugly. I thought
Kleenex.
They're pretty ugly.
It was subconscious marketing for Kleenex. That's what it was.
Yeah. And Kleenex isn't even sold in Canada anymore. So
what are you talking about? For real?
I'm pretty sure the brand of Kleenex, the Kleenex brand, from what I heard, they were discontinued here. They weren't selling them here anymore. What a wicked brand, though, right? Because everyone who wants a tissue says, "Hand me the Kleenex," even if it's puffs.
How about Q-tip? How many swabs do you use?
No, I don't use cotton swabs. I use Q-tips. Just like I don't use tissue, I use Kleenex.
That's right.
Even though Kleenex isn't half the time the brand I've got.
Yes,
killed it.
Yes, I love those videos where they go. They ask questions like, "How many states are there?" The person says 14. He goes, Yes. And he just agrees with whatever the idiot
You're
says.
right.
I like those. Absolutely. Those are videos
Yeah.
I fear for the future of our planet. Sorry.
And it's usually they're interviewing Americans. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's always the Americans getting interviewed too.
I don't
Those
wanna
poor
say
people.
anything bad. They're watching.
Everybody's watching.
So there's something in the sauce. Okay. Melody's comment about the pumpernickel sandwich was the cell phone versus sandwich debate. It could have been. It certainly wasn't rye. If it was,
Because it was going awry for sure.
Pumpernickel's
Because it was the dumbest.
dark bread. It's
Pumpernickel. Yeah, it's like the kind of blackish bread, and it's got all the seeds in it. Bread shouldn't crunch when you eat it unless it's toast.
It's still soft. It's still soft. I don't.
Yeah.
So,
like my wife sometimes buys multigrain, and it's like even when I'm eating it soft, it crunches, and it shouldn't. Multigrain,
like
is
Italian
disgusting.
buns, super soft on the inside and rock frickin' hard on the outside. I spent time in Italy, and I'm like, I don't like your bread. It's too hard on the outside. They want to fight with it, wrestle with the bread. No.
Well, a baguette. You get a baguette across the foot.
Sorry, hang on. While we get into
French,
weird
though.
pronunciations, I used to work with a young lady. I was a supervisor at Old City Hall, and she came up and she said, "I'm going for lunch. I'm having a bagel."
Are you playing a game?
No, it's not.
Do you need dice in a jar?
And I made her name in my mind.
How do you not?
It's a bagel.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a bagel.
Bagel. Can't do it.
Isn't that a game though? You put dye in a like a plastic thing and you shake it up.
Isn't that Yahtzee?
Yeah, or boggle or whatever.
Boggle. Okay.
Bagel, boggle.
Bagel. It's a bagel.
It's a bloody bagel. You're not that posh.
Bagel. No, I can't do it. It's so wrong. And she's a lovely person. Bagel. Melody says she has a 1-hour drive to Costco. Thus, she's not been in years.
Just think of the audiobooks you could listen to in that time, though.
Poor DJB is yawning now because my yawning is contagious. Oh, you had to say yawn. So it starts like this, and then when I'm driving, we get into these laughing fits because I start yawning, and then everybody yawns. And so Nurse Jackie joined. Hello, Nurse Jackie, and Thin White Line Interceptor, who I've not seen in a long time. Ryan, how you doing? Q-tips. There's no question. Yes.
No. Good question on here though. Liz 2. What are your thoughts, recommendations on footwear when driving a vehicle and or riding a motorcycle? That's actually a good one.
That is a fantastic question.
Put it this way, like you should have good traction on your pedals. And I refuse to drive with flip-flops. Personally, I mean, it would be hard to enforce, but if someone got into a collision and I saw they were wearing flip-flops, if there was a charge for it, I'd charge for it because you should have proper footwear when you're driving. And on a motorcycle, like,
no
Do
motorcycle.
you want to know what happens to your skin?
I've been fortunate enough to find limbs. After they were separated from the people. In motorcycle situations. Like I was driving home from the detective office at the time. We have a collision investigation office. It's or the CIB, I was going to say Collision Investigation Bureau, the Criminal Investigation Bureau, the big cases. So I did a rotation into there, and I was coming home, and I pulled over because there was a big crash, motorcycle, and I'm like, he's missing some parts. I drove up a little bit, found it.
Here it is. It's like the Bug's Life when you pull on the tendon in the hand.
Oh god. Although I did see the craziest video of a woman with like Bluetooth enabled prosthetic arms and limbs.
Oh, geez.
So she was able to detach her hand, put it on the table, and have it crawl while thinking about it because it was
that's pretty crazy. Cousin It.
Yeah, actually very cool. Melody says bread should not hurt your teeth.
No,
and
you're right. It shouldn't.
It should not. So
even pumpernickel is not bread. Anything named pumpernickel should not be something edible.
I'm trying to think of the ways to make fun of pumpernickel. I haven't had pumpernickel.
I have ways. I just can't say them on here.
Pretzel bread is good. Pretzel.
You think so? I've had the pretzel buns, and it's just not the same.
But it is hard. It is not soft.
Yeah, they're dense.
I like soft, but I also love the flavor and odor, smell.
The odor.
It's
I
the
love
odor.
the
The
odor.
joie de,
The joie de parfum.
The parfum. Yeah, I like the pretzel bread. Where was it that had pretzel bread as an appetizer? I don't remember what restaurant it was, but it was magical.
Yeah, Wendy's sometimes does the pretzel bun, and it's not.
Yeah,
no.
I don't like mushy buns. This has become a cooking, eating show.
We're still talking about like bread, though, right?
Liz had asked about proper. So obviously, for driving, you want something that is not going to give you pedal confusion or like.
Yeah.
I have big boots. I cannot lie, and it is when I am in winter mode where you could press on one pedal and press both, and a lot of collisions happen because of the fact that they have bulky footwear. So change into smaller footwear, and I always made fun of the Ferrari boys who wore the racing shoes, like outside of a race car. We have a really skinny feet. Now, I made fun of those people a lot. Heels are another thing. Not a good
heels
idea
are dangerous to wear.
Yeah, and anything that isn't secure to your foot. For cars, when you start talking about motorcycles, you want a proper boot that covers your ankle or goes higher. And I think we've covered your answer. I hope your question's been answered.
I remember I was wearing flip flops one time, and I went to transition from the gas to the brake, and as I moved my foot over, the flip flop and my foot ended up going under the brake pedal. So the brake pedal was between my toes and the bottom of my flip flop. And it was, no good.
Barefoot also really bad. People say, well, at least there's no flip flop to get in the way. But the problem is people don't realize how much pressure you use to deploy the brake under stress. And if you smash that pedal with your toesies, it's going to hurt. And then you're going to release the pedal because it went ouchie. And then you're not going to have effective
Just
brake.
a side note on taking your shoes off while you're driving. Ladies and some men, don't put your feet on the dash.
Oh, geez.
It's like an accordion or like an Adirondack chair when you fold it up. Don't do that.
Amazing photos of
that airbag will literally fold you in half,
or drive your femurs out your rear end.
Don't do that. And everyone is like, oh, but it is never going to happen. It always happens to the people who say it'll never happen to me.
Well, I was driving.
It's like, what do you do? My wife does it. I'm like, Gemma, get your feet down.
I was driving next to a guy he was hot rodding. I say he was hot. He was in a company vehicle, like a fleet. There was a dealer plate on it, and he had his foot out the driver's side window, his left foot.
Oh yeah, like what is that?
And I'm like, what planet are you from? So I called the dealership and I'm like, dude, I was a police officer at the time. I was still working. And I'm like, I'm not calling to tell you anything that you have to worry about in terms of tickets or complaints against your company. But whoever is driving ABC 123 Black Tahoe is an idiot. And you need to rein them in. Because if you lent this car to someone for a test drive, they're idiots. Don't sell to them. The other if there are people who are car jockeys, fire them. They're idiots. It was probably his son. I don't know. Because they never called back. I said, please call me back and tell me what it was. I really want to know. We had an interesting conversation, but I never got a follow up. I think it was because he killed him. I think I was responsible for his death.
Probably.
I'm just assuming.
And now he's in all the bridges in Montreal.
In the concrete?
In the concrete.
Stephen Bell says, I don't know why, but I'm so fascinated with all first responders. It's natural.
I'm fascinated by us too, and I'm one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just in awe. When I saw the fire truck show up today, I was like, "Oh, look, the real heroes are here."
Okay, like
they're wee woos.
The wee woos. Let's have the actual conversation about this.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, would you vote for naps and cooking and gym? Not Jim Bob, but like going to the gym, with a G.
Yeah,
because that's what firefighting is. I mean, it's the hose
minus the possibility of the carcinogens and the cancer.
There is
I
make fun of firefighters only because they make
you have to.
But I do love them. I have many friends who are firefighters, and people love them. They have calendars. They have abs.
I know.
I have abs.
They have boots that you put money in.
Layer. Oh yeah. Nobody gives.
You have the
money.
Boots. Yeah.
People don't even want to buy a coffee. The boots. I have boots.
I got boots.
I still, I've custom made boots. The Northern Cop says, "Evening, boys. How's it going, Northern Cop?"
Ahoy.
Good to see you. Let's see here. Melody says, "Work boots in Corvette can be bad. Catch them often enough." Yeah, I don't even want to be in vehicles that make me feel like I'm in a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I drove a Mustang during the summer last summer, winter. I don't know. I borrowed my dad's Mustang for something. I actually almost got out of it and left it in an intersection. I hated it so much. I felt very, very claustrophobic.
Well, I just checked out Brian's new YouTube video on that BMW he was driving. Holy man, that thing was slick.
Which one was that? Oh, that was convertible?
No, it's the M7, I think it was, the station wagon BMW.
Oh,
slick.
I was I got a chance to, so we're doing a series called Sean Buys a Car, and I drove a $210,000 Alpina. Really?
And you fit in that thing?
I did. It's a full-size freaking vehicle, but $210,000 vehicle.
That's one of the BMWs, eh?
It's Alpina a BMW edition? That's being redone by It's sort of like AMG-ish kind of sort of.
Well, Alpina is BMW's AMG to Mercedes, so
exactly. By the way, Northern Cop says,
or Brabus, I should say. I think it's Brabus. So Brabus is a company that will buy Mercedes and tune them right up and make them even more luxury.
Brabus?
Where AMG, where AMG is part of Mercedes, whereas
Brabus is a third party.
Alpina isn't necessarily part of BMW. They just take BMWs and make them like performance. Kind of like the Velociraptor, stuff like that with Ford, right? What is it? Hennessy Motors, they take a lot of Ford products. Or like Roush, right? Roush, they do a lot of Ford stuff. So
it's interesting stuff.
M5 Touring, that's it. M5 Touring. Thanks, Dillian.
My biggest problem is that I can't fit in nothing. So I got excited when the Cybertruck was announced because I don't fit into itty bitty Teslas. Oh. However, I thought I'd be able to fit into a truck that was huge, but it turns out that it's not so huge. I got into it. I was very underwhelmed, and I still have $150 deposit down on one. They called me and said, "It's ready," and I said,
and they probably sound just like that.
Yeah,
it's ready.
It's ready, and I'm like, and how much is this thing that I can't even sit in before I buy?
Yeah,
and it's like I think I looked into it. It was like $168,000.
Yeah, and they've dropped so bad. Like the resale on those things are horrible.
Well, now there's all sorts.
They're so depreciated. It's unbelievable.
They were dropping the price. I think $10,000 if you bought one.
Yeah,
new. And then they were in the States. They were giving unlimited lifetime forever mobile charging, the supercharging.
Oh yeah, yep.
And I'm like, 1 second, let's do the math on this. How much would it cost me to never pay for gas? And it was intriguing.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't think I spent.
But not everybody has the infrastructure for the Tesla superchargers. Like, we don't have any Teslas and superchargers in Brooks.
You have none.
We have EV chargers. They're the Flow ones, but they're not the Tesla ones.
Interesting.
So you'd still end up paying for your electricity unless it's
that wouldn't work for me. I need free, baby. A friend of mine has his Model X. It was the first release of the Model X, and he has lifetime free charging because that's what they came with, and he will route his, like, you can actually punch into the GPS and say, Gyps, take me to Florida through a route where I don't have to pay because of the free. And it'll take you on a roundabout upside down path. And every time you get there, you got to buy a expensive coffee and pick your nose for an hour while it charges. But you can get to Florida for nothing.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
It's still, I don't know, it's still not worth it.
The one flight medic says, gotta go on a call. Have a good rest of the show. Logan, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods in the fall, so I'm hoping we can catch up.
So this gentleman here, I worked with him back in Ottawa, and he is a flight paramedic. So he works for Orange, and he's up in the helicopters, and he goes all over the place. He's worked up north. He's worked in the Toronto area, all kinds of stuff.
You know Warren?
Smart guy.
My buddy Warren M. I'll say M because I don't want to say his whole name. Do you know Warren M? Because he's a buddy.
Yeah.
Melody says Hummer EV or Ford Lightning would fit better than the
Hummer EV. I was thinking of that when you were talking about the Tesla Cybertruck. The Hummer EV is pretty big inside.
So here's a funny thing.
Crab crawling all. It's probably the one time you're like, I got crabs.
I can get them below retail because they're not selling either. And I know somebody who's buying them below retail.
Yeah.
Like they buy them 10 seconds after they roll off the lot for like $10,000 less.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. The Lightning would be
those things are almost a ton, those Hummer EVs. Like really? They're heavy.
So I almost bought a Hummer H2 back in 2005, I
Oh,
think.
wow. Yeah.
And
It came with the PlayStations in the back with Need for Speed. And
no, what it came with was, well, this was a modified. It was a hunter grain with an ostrich leather seat package.
so he does know your friend, and they're
Yeah.
working together tonight.
Oh, you tell Warren I say what's up. Big old high five. Actually, give him a big wet kiss. That's gonna be weird.
He would do it. Don't. He'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I would never give him a big wet kiss, but since it's your lips, not mine, I go too.
Oh, jeez.
I'm having too much fun. Okay. I'm gonna send this clip to my brother because my brother and he are really, really tight. They went to school together. So going Hummer EV qualifies for luxury vehicle tax, even though it's so
anything
heavy.
over $100,000. Even Alberta, if it's over $100,000, luxury tax.
Really?
Yeah, it's stupid. And BC, it's even worse in BC.
Well, I don't want to go BC.
Yeah.
But
No.
the Lightning would be right up my alley. And I met a young man who at the auto show who works on garage doors. His family business is working on big commercial garage doors, and he has a Lightning and he loves it. So Ford Motor Company, if you're watching, you want to sponsor the show, I'm looking for a Lightning, because apparently, well, I was going to say apparently not
The new we got a couple of the new Chevy Silverado EVs in town. Aesthetically, they look better than the Ford Lightning. But again, yeah, I don't like I got a 2017 Ram Sport with the 5.7, and I got a 32-foot travel trailer. There is not a chance in hell that I could tow my 32-foot travel trailer on the normal distances I go to camp without having to pull over and charge the damn thing for up to an hour.
I would like a plug-in hybrid.
Just not there yet.
I want a
plug-in hybrids are right now where they're at.
Yeah.
But
unless you get a radio,
go straight electric on a truck, I don't. That's a hard sell.
I want nuclear. I want something that runs forever.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Take pills every time you get in.
Zone. We got a dumb back here. We got a cyclist who thinks. What does he say? He says, "Well, I don't even."
Must be a vegan too.
Here, I'll put their comment and username up on the screen so we can shame them together. But hang on a second. He says I'm a racist. He said at least he got the ex-cop part right. So Zone 2 all day says Ford isn't going to sponsor a TikTok show hosted by a racist cop, ex-cop.
That's a bold statement.
Well, he's a bold moron. I didn't ban him last. I just muted him, but I'll just block him this time because we don't need to see him anymore. But they come back with a new name 10 minutes later. But he doesn't like the fact that I speak out against cycling. Well, bad cyclists. But then again, I speak about bad drivers, but it hurts his butt when I talk about cycling.
Yeah.
Whatever. Melody says Silverado EV should have been named the Avalanche.
It looks like an avalanche. It literally looks like an avalanche.
Because it is an avalanche, isn't it? It's an avalanche with a battery.
And so the Silverado, like the Hummer EV, so like the original Avalanche, you could actually put the back seats down. And that back window would go up and you can go straight through. So in this new EV Chevy, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
So this one does the same thing?
Same thing. That back seat goes down and you can expose the back into it's an Avalanche pretty much.
But, do you remember the Avalanche, the original with the plastic? It looked like a piece of crap and I wanted
it.
Oh,
God, everything was plastic. It was the same time as the Aztec. Everything was plastic.
Oh, I almost bought an Aztec.
Don't say that.
I only wanted
the tent.
Yeah, I wanted the tent.
They got popular.
Ever made.
Oh, 100%. They got popular from the first Survivor when they were giving them out. All the yellow ones with the tent on the back and stuff.
Yes. My boss had one, my LA location administrator when I was a court officer. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. It's no one
for
would
its
steal
time.
It.
No, because you wouldn't want to be caught dead in one.
Right.
Or you would be dead in the back seat of one. Dirty Mike and the boys.
I understand why people tint their mini windows and their what are they called? The other ones? The BMW smart cars.
Oh God.
By the way, I have a dirty secret. I would have bought a smart car if I could fit into it. Because I drove one. You know what the problem was?
So you should drive one of those in your show that you're doing with Brian. You need to seek one out just to film you getting in and trying to drive it.
Here's the
We
thing.
all would like to see that.
I know.
Have your head out the sunroof.
Well, that's how I did the Corvette when I was with Kerry Schmidt in the Corvette. Both of us, our heads are over the line, or we should have had helmets on for safety. It's absolutely ridiculous car, not built for me. You know, the Corvette used to be a fat, tall guy sports car, and it ain't no more.
Yeah, not anymore.
But the deal with the smart car is every time I let my leg relax, I knocked the shifter into neutral. Because it'd have to relocate the shifter, and I would have bought one because it was a go-kart, man. It was a go-kart. In fact, I think that they're on the same level as all these personal mobility devices with air conditioning, and
they might as well be.
What's going on in your neck of the woods with those things? Because I saw some court news saying that someone who was charged got the charges dropped.
We don't have anything on the books pertaining to e-scooters or any kind of e-mobility aids. We have definitions in essentially information that we have that say, hey, if you're going to do this, you got to have this, and this, or this is what is considered a prohibited vehicle. But under the actual Traffic Safety Act, there is nothing that speaks to prohibited vehicles. So we outline what a prohibited vehicle is, and in that there are a lot of those e-scooters and stuff, anything over 32 kilometers an hour. But when it comes to legislation, there isn't a charge for operating a prohibited vehicle on a highway. So it's so up in the air. You have to then go, well, if it's a prohibited vehicle and it's going more than 32, then you got to go for no insurance, and you got to go for registration. And there needs to be something specific, and we're far behind on that in Alberta, I would say. I would argue that we're very far behind in that. Okay,
so two things first thing was Melody says the original Avalanche was called the Rubbermaid Avalanche.
100%. They should have just put the logo.
I'm making up. Okay, do you know how these stickers happen? These stickers happen because shit gets said on the radio or on the live stream.
Yeah,
and it makes me inspired. And further, Melody says that a luxury vehicle is over $100,000 and under 38.56 kilograms.
And for us, it doesn't even have to be a luxury vehicle. Like if you buy a 1-ton pickup truck, like a dually, and if it starts at 101,000, you're paying the tax on it. But it's not a luxury vehicle.
But that's the status of luxury, which is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, for instance, have you heard of the Sunshine List?
Yeah.
So this is where
I've never been on it.
I was on it every year because it's
every year.
Yeah. So if you make $100,000, you're on.
They post your name everywhere.
What the stupid thing is, it was designed, or that $100,000 was made when the salary was $50,000. So if you were doubling your salary, you'd be on it. Well, everybody who graduates after 4 years is at or over 100,000. Toronto Police is going to be making big dough. Like everybody is going to be over $100,000. But that's not a lot of money anymore because of the wonderful inflation situation. See, you thought I was going to say government, but no, the inflation situation, because I want to leave the government. I don't even want to talk about government. Anyway, the inflation situation. My tongue hurts from biting it all the time. Anyway, $150,000 is has no buying power.
Yeah.
So what people, I mean, it just means that we're not making the money we think we are. We have status salaries. It sounds good on paper, but you can't buy anything with it. So anyway, moving on. I did see something interesting recently. Did I tell you about this? I saw a Tesla Cybertruck with green plates. Now in Ontario, you can't be over a certain number. You can't be over a certain weight to get green plates.
Oh, really? So I thought it was anything EV in Ontario you could get.
No, that would make way too much sense. So if the Cybertruck didn't qualify, so you can't drive it solo in the electric vehicle lane or the HOV lane, but the Lightning does qualify. And I'm frankly only buying an electric vehicle so I could use the HOV lane alone. I honestly believe that's the reason to do it.
Yeah.
Because you can.
We don't distinguish plates here. Everyone has the same plate.
Well, you guys are elitist or not elitist or whatever you are.
Like that. Yeah. We don't discriminate. Everyone gets the same.
Really? Do you have
We wouldn't,
HWA?
want, we wouldn't want to alienate the EV people by giving them their own plate. Their heads would only swell more.
You want to make them feel special. Well, right now you need to get
Right,
them
Tesla's drivers are just
their own-
professional supervisors, aren't they?
That's right. They're not really driving. They're just there to make
They
sure.
just supervise the car while it drives.
Just in case. They're there as backup. They're
Just in
kind of
case,
like
you never
pilots
know.
now.
You never know, especially when they put the yokes in. Oh, it went right to their heads.
The yoke,
Get rid
the
of the-
steering wheel.
Yeah,
steering
well,
yoke?
the half,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah. I think
But
they
man,
call it a
that's
yoke.
Have you ever driven one?
Not a Tesla, but my mother-in-law has the new 2024 EV Blazer, and she's got the RS. It's pretty quick. It weighs a ton, and you feel it when you drive it, how heavy it is, but she's fast.
Do you know what people don't take into
It's
consideration?
that instant torque. And I feel like people who buy them should have to take a course on it. Because my mother-in-law, she's afraid to drive it sometimes because it's so quick. You forget how much instant torque there is. And I also learned that electric cars have special tires. Like there's
Oh, yes, they
foam
do.
inside
Yeah.
tires, and they're so
low
expensive.
resistant tires. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
we're going to talk tires in a second, but Spider says he got kicked out of the live stream on Instagram 3 times. We don't know why. I've not even been paying attention to Instagram. But he asks if the Corvette E-Ray can get green plates. I didn't realize the E-Ray was something that exists. The qualification for green plates are hydrogen
E-Ray.
or full electric or
Yep.
plug-in hybrid. So if the E-Ray can be charged in the wall, then it would qualify.
I call it an E-Ray.
You know, it makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even own a Blu-ray.
No,
I've never
What
owned a
is it?
Blu-ray.
never.
Did you ever
Even
buy
when it was
Blu-rays?
big. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
never owned a Blu-ray. Right. I've never.
Well,
In fact, I'm the idiot that didn't get my wedding on Blu-ray because I'm like, I don't own a Blu-ray.
it's
Like,
amazing.
It's gonna be all digital. So I took high definition. I'm like, who's in this video? What's this about? I
Not to
can't-
get like too off topic, but I absolutely loved the big battle that happened when Blu-ray came out because it all came down to the game console. The gaming console is what defined Blu-ray because Microsoft had just come out with the Xbox whatever 360 and they
Yeah,
were doing
PlayStation
HD DVD. They were doing HD DVDs.
Yeah.
And then PlayStation 3 came out and they were doing Blu-ray. So I don't know if you ever remember, you could buy an HD DVD and they were in red transparent cases. And then you can get Blu-ray, which were in blue transparent cases.
I didn't even realize.
And
It was
they
like beta.
sold based off of the sale of the PlayStation versus. And then so
Which
many
is the better
PlayStations
console?
sold and they just went to Blu-ray. And
What's the-
they stopped
everyone
making
had one
HD
for free?
DVDs.
What is the better device? Xbox or
Well, I've always been a PlayStation guy. I have
I've
the
never
PS5 and no. Sean.
I want to play Call of Duty.
Oh, it's worth it. But you can do that on a PC. A lot of people actually prefer to play it on a good gaming PC.
Well, I will
So-
tell you that the only Call of Duty I've ever played has been on an iPad for Call of Duty
Oh,
Mobile
okay.
for free.
Yeah.
Phenomenal game. I really enjoy it. Although I don't have a device that is worthy of playing it anymore. I can play it on my iPhone, but well, I need me a big screen. Mind you, I've seen some gaming rigs that are downright awesome. I'm not a
Yeah,
gamer
yeah.
guy, but I'm impressed. By
The
way,
only thing I would ever get like a big gaming rig for was if I had an F1 simulator or those wicked driving simulators where you get the whole steering wheel, the cockpit.
do you have to get the chain to be able to pull the like? There's some guys who really have full on.
Oh yeah. Like I see guys with the big rig simulators and they've pretty much have a whole Kenworth dash in front of them and they've got the chain to pull down for the horn. Yeah.
Why? I don't get it.
Yeah. I figure
I'd
when
probably
you're
do
off,
it
you're
if I could.
off.
But I don't get it.
Oh yeah. If you could, we all would, I think.
Like, why? Actually, I would do
Why?
it just to teach my kids how to drive.
Yeah.
Just saying. Who's got it here? What do you got? We got Spider says he likes his eggs with over medium yolks. He's got a yolk joke.
Yoke joke. I like over medium too, though. Little paprika,
Over medium. is
little
where I
pico de
begin.
gallo.
I used to like. Can't do it. Don't like it. I find that certain eggs, I don't know what they do with them. Maybe it's the cyanide they're adding. They don't taste right anymore.
No,
It just doesn't taste right.
maybe you're not eating chicken eggs.
Oh, whatever they give me. Kind of eggs that they are.
Ostrich.
Those would be really big.
Yeah.
It's not that big. But by the way, I did get a Cybertruck. It's just small.
Oh my God.
That's remote control, by the way. That's a radio control.
Oh, actually.
Yeah, it's a Hot Wheels remote control thing, and it's funny because it doesn't have steering. It's a fixed thing, and it uses like uh the two rear wheels, like a tank
Oh, it
rotate.
stops one, rotates the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been fun. And I got one for the electric Hummer too.
Now we know what you do with your time off.
I drive very small vehicles. A lot. No, I haven't actually
Yeah.
charged it up in a year. I anything Cybertruck, I was having a lot of fun with. And one of my my regular followers, he on X, and he brought me a die-cast one at the auto show
Cool.
2 years ago.
You know, the more I spend time with you and talk with you on these shows, the more I feel like you're probably someone who would be a wicked train enthusiast. You probably have a full train setup. You have your little conductor hat with your beard, and you've got trains running around the entire house. That you would love that. Build like your little model cities, paint your little bonums.
I would build models because I like building them, but I hated painting them,
Yeah.
so I never painted anything. Like I don't.
You're a model train guy. That is your destiny. You are a model train guy.
I was in Belgium when I was a kid. I went on a trip with my mom and my brother.
Yep.
And we stayed with friends. And the father, I didn't particularly like. But if you're watching, you were a very nice man. I just didn't like you. No, he wasn't. Anyway,
he's watching. Don't worry.
I don't even know if he's.
They're all watching.
But he was a mega model train enthusiast.
Yeah.
And he was alone in his attic. And we got a tour, and it was tables and tables and tables. Huge place. It was I think he was in banking or something. I think that was the prime minister. I'm not really sure. But he had trains, and like we're talking about like overhead wire trains.
Oh yeah.
And these were trains that were thousands of dollars, stupid money. So
you're the guy.
I'm not that guy. I did have a neighbor who was that guy. I remember going to his house and with my dad in his basement. He cut holes in the walls, and they had trains up on the top and down on the bottom, and you walked into rooms, and it was. I would never. I don't have the patience for that.
You could have your drinks brought to you, morning breakfast, muffins.
I have drones.
Over easy eggs.
I have lasers. I have diode lasers.
Do you have lasers on top of sharks?
That would be cool.
I got lasers. I got laser beams. I'm sure. No, never mind.
No, but I do have.
That was an Austin Powers thing.
I do artsy fartsy
laser
stuff.
beams.
Yeah, I make stuff. I design stuff, awards and police stuff, and I did, and I buy stuff at auction. I bought. Funny story. I saw what I believe to be. Hey, Norman. I bought what I believe to be a camera, a barbecue cover. And I thought, what a great deal. I got this for $6. And then the bill came in and said, chef's hat. I'm like, what? So I look back, and sure shit, it's a chef's hat that in the picture was the shape as though it was wrapped around a barbecue. Like, and of course it was right around the time that I bought and returned that barbecue. So I'm like, I need a cover.
But you kept the hat though, I assume. You probably wear it.
It was my mistake.
Wear it around the house.
It's a weird hat. Maybe I'll give it to Brandon. He could use a chef's hat.
There you go.
This is funny. All right.
It's almost 9 o'clock, Sean.
I was going to say it's 9 o'clock.
I got to be that guy.
No. It's time. Spider says, Sean the Conductor, Shining Time Station.
George Carlin, Shining Time Station. Do you know how many people forgot that George Carlin was on Shining Time Station? You know who George Carlin is, right?
I do. He hated cops, so I hated him.
Yeah. He was the little guy in the show.
I have to say that
I loved that show.
I didn't watch the show, but I love George Carlin's comedy. Yeah. And then he told my buddy, a cop, now retired, and he told me how he was working, and he was a fan his whole life of George Carlin, and he brought his 12-inch record to get an autograph because he was just super duper super fan, and he worked protecting him one night, and he told him no, like he wouldn't do it, and he hates cops, or he made a comment like anti-police. And then I went and started digging. Like, he was a hippie dude who hated cops.
Oh yeah,
funny as all get out. I loved his humor. Super brilliant guy. Hated cops. Couldn't deal.
I think it was probably more of the fighting the power around that time. You know, that mindset.
For a long time, I wouldn't listen to his stuff. Now he's dead, so I can.
It's been 25 years. It's fine. You can laugh.
All right, CEO Sharma here. Rochelle, is it Rachel? Rochelle. I want to say no. It's Rachel. Rachel or Rochelle? No, I don't know. I want to ask. I'm like looking at your name and it's driving me crazy because I don't know what I'm too tired apparently. But hi, Rachel. So Rachel, Rochelle would have 2 L's and an E on the end. Okay. Spider says I can be Chef Boyardee. It's not the poofy chef hat. It's like the beanie chef hat. It's not the right chef hat. Spider says, yeah, George was the little dude in Shining Station. Hard to believe that he was in a kid's show.
Right? And that's what was funny about it. When you knew who it was like, wait a minute, him? That guy?
Wow.
And then remember they'd put the coin in the jukebox and then they'd go inside the jukebox and they'd watch the coin for
I may have seen the commercial, but
just brings back so many memories.
I'm used to the one where I look way up.
Oh, the dungeon guy.
No,
I love that show.
Green Giant.
The dragon.
Green Giant.
Yeah, the big green giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one. The little rocking chairs and shit.
Yeah.
And what about that show? I grew up on that. Or The Littlest Hobo. Remember The Littlest Hobo?
I now have the entire series for my kids, and my wife can't watch it. It's too emotional. Dog always running around. Yeah. Nobody loves the dog. And what about Hammy the hamster?
Is that the one they put in the microwave?
No, it's the one they glued all the accessories to and made him drive boats as a terrified little fucker.
Yeah.
Hammy the hamster.
Too many good shows back then.
There was
too many. They don't make them like they used to.
I've been watching the entirety of Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon.
Oh my God, that is so old. Yeah, but that's just like Michael Landon. I mean, that's Little House on the Prairie stuff.
Was it the Friendly Giant? Or what do I call it? The Green Giant?
Friendly Giant. You called it the Green Giant. Those were the beans. But it's the Friendly Giant. That was great. Loved it. It
was the beans. And
Fraggle Rock.
Spider knows that Hammy the hamster.
Yeah.
That's too much. All right. We got 2 minutes. We can write out 2 minutes. We can take it right to the 2 hour mark.
Any dad jokes in there?
There was a dad joke.
I did see one. That was from a while
Oddly enough,
back,
it was a dad joke said on another stream, but we'll give Bernhard the benefit because he's been training to become a special constable. So we won't judge him for the fact that somebody used this dad joke a couple days ago, but it's slightly differently worded than last time. So that joke is my dad says beware of towels. They're the leading cause of dry skin.
To be fair,
it's quite accurate. So this is the least traffic we've talked on a show.
That's fine.
I'm good
People
with
here
it.
just for the vibes and it's good conversation and
it's the songs.
That's why this is After Hours, right?
Thank you for shouting out my question in a video. That's Zach. Where's your video?
My question.
Where Zach is your question? You just said thank you for sharing, but I don't see your question.
You're gonna have to get Aaron Urquhart on here one of these nights.
Yes. Oh, that'd be funny. In fact, we can have up to 10 people in the room. So we should do some. And Melody's going to join. She's starting baseball, but when Melody's not baseballing, I should have. Melody, I should have joined tonight. Could have made this interesting. All the questions that everyone wants.
We need to do a car one with Brian, though. I would be that.
Well, Brian was not available tonight. I was going to have him try and pop in, but he's not available tonight. I'm going to see Brian tomorrow. He's coming by. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Definitely time to go. Holy smokes. And you guys have been awesome keeping the energy up. It's just, I'm tired. I'm digesting this. What's happening? And Liz says, Hammy the hamster. Tales of the Riverbank. Yes, that's what it was. I actually
remember the old show, The Raccoons. Remember that one? It was a cartoon. Raccoons.
The Raccoons?
Yeah. If you saw a picture of it, you'd be like, "Oh, I know that one." Yeah, The Raccoons. It's an older cartoon from like the 90s, I think.
That's not old.
No, but I mean, you probably would have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a fan, but no. I recognize it.
Yeah.
There's so many.
I say we had a pretty good childhood when it came to shows. There was always a pretty good,
pretty
good genre of different shows and shit to watch.
G.I. Joe.
Real the original. Hero. Yeah.
The original. Like drawn in
Yeah.
Crayola. It was in Transformers, the original, before
The
they went to
original ones, yeah.
generated garbage.
Yeah.
I like the low res.
Like even the old Ninja Turtles, like that style. You know,
Yeah.
that was pretty good. You know, all that crap was pretty good.
The crap was pretty good.
Yeah.
What do we got
in terms
here?
of on the crap scale? I mean, it was pretty good. Pretty good crap.
Of the crap. Yeah, but it was different. Trying to explain to my children that you can't just. When I was a kid, I couldn't just scroll through and choose between 9 billion options on YouTube and television, and it was just no.
You'd be lucky if you had the TV guide option on your cable TV that you could actually see what was coming up. Otherwise, channel surfing is the way it was, and that was it. Couldn't replay a show. Couldn't do any of that.
No, you saw it or you lost. Oh, speaking of which,
that was it.
Someone tagged me in a. Well, the producers of the show tagged me in an episode that I was still a cop when I filmed it. So we're talking like, this was last year, before August. We filmed. Yeah. They published it on their system in February, and they're promoting it now in May.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, I didn't even
ahead of the game.
Until I got tagged in it, I didn't even know it came out. I was shocked. Oh, and Ryan, the Thin White Line Interceptor says, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Oh, and did you say Thundercats F the world? What is FTW?
Wow.
F the world? But Thundercats, yeah.
Thundercats, remember that one, yeah.
Got the sword. And He-Man. With his trusty, what's the line?
Oh, I don't know, but I remember. Yeah, and he wrote that stupid purple was a lion thing or something or other. I can't remember.
He says, "I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of the Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull. I didn't do that. I have the power. I'm not reading this right. Cringer became the mighty battle cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the sorcerers, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor."
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on.
That's a thing, right?
He does it better, I think. Hang on. Can I play this louder? Or we're competing.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull.
This is terrible.
He also sounds like he should be 10 feet from a school.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft
my terrible.
Sword and said, by the power of
sounds very nasally. Sounds like Casey Kasem from American Top 40.
Terrible. Hang on a second. I'm going to show this to you because this is absolutely horrible.
And it would have been number 1 back then. Because that's 80s, right? Would have been like mid-late 80s, I think.
Okay, this is not working right. I want this to be it. There we go. How do we make this better? Zoom. I gotta press this. Zoom. There we go.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend.
Yeah, he looks fearless.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull.
Oh my God.
It's just bad.
You're on roids. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I watched that at the time. I thought it was the best thing ever.
Ever. Best thing
that was
since
a Lou Scheimer production. Sutherland production. It was terrible. Oh, but and yet it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Do you know there were did they make a live action of this, or there was somebody did some live action something with this, and it was horrific. I watched it on YouTube.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, they couldn't. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on a second.
I could
Nobody
hear it.
else.
I don't know.
You heard it because I had it on
Yeah.
chat back channel. Let me undo the horror that I just
Wait.
did.
You mean we have to listen to it again?
Unfortunately, we do.
Everyone needs to be in the same zone as we are.
Yes. That's why it's new window, new tab. Okay. Come on, computer, cooperate. He-Man intro dialogue. Let's do that all again. Because that was a good practice, but nobody. Oh, wait. Now you can hear. You heard it that time? I'm so confused. So Liz said, I can't hear He-Man. But then said, that's better. I can hear it now. And TVO Today's special. When did this become the 80s television network rehashing?
That's just the way After Dark goes.
It goes whichever way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll do this another time. I'm like,
yes.
It's time to go to bed.
I still gotta have supper.
You are on a different time zone, my friend.
Yeah, it's okay. 9 o'clock my time.
9 o'clock my time. And with that, we'll say C4M says hello. Melody.
And goodbye.
Watts to freedom, aka WTF. Oh. It's not FTW, that's WTF. I'm so confused. 0 to 60 launch in about 3 points. What are we talking about? Oh, check out the yeah, we're not talking about. I thought it was Thin White Winter for the win.
For the win. 100%.
Thundercats for the win. FTW. I thought
there
it was
it is for the win.
And then Ryan says Snarf for the win. Spider says for the win. I have the power. Okay, I'm glad. With the power of Grayskull, I have the power. By the power, yes. Orko, we are old. Yesa and Voltron was awesome. I liked Voltron, and I'm wearing a freaking Soundwave.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I'm wearing Transformers right now.
Right, boss.
And then you're gone.
I definitely got it. I got to go. So
go have dinner. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Good to see you.
I appreciate it.
Look at this. I even have.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll send you my address.
Yes.
And I'll send you some new patches I got. So
sweet. Okay, cool. 0
next Tuesday. Let's do that. I'll be around next Tuesday. My son now has soccer Tuesdays and Thursdays. Of course, the nights we do this, but I'll be on same time next Tuesday, my man. So thanks for having me, and best of luck,
brother. And Hummer,
I missed
Melody
it.
says Hummer EV 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds.
That's a lot for a vehicle that weighs just over a ton.
It's crazy.
But four wheel power, yeah.
And 4-wheel steering with the side shooting.
Yeah, the crab walk. You got it.
It's crazy. And Liz says, work school tomorrow. Gotta go. We out. All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Hey, buddy.